What's going on, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Oskar Blues Brewery Old Chub Scotch Ale. So this is Old Chub by Oskar Blues Brewery. Now, I've obviously already done a review over the nitro can version of this beer, but that beer I could only get out in Dallas. I wasn't able to get it locally, but I was really excited to find that we were able to get regular Old Chub here locally, so I picked up a 6-pack of it. Is it going to be very different from the nitro version? I don't know. Most likely it'll be very similar, and it'll be just the mouthfeel is what changes because it's not nitro. But we're going to go ahead, just for completion's sake, and we're going to review the non-nitro version of Old Chub as well. I'm going to be drinking it out of just a regular kind of bubbled, straight-sided pint glass. On the can, it is 8% alcohol by volume, which is getting pretty high up there. You'll probably feel it after you have a can or two of it. Brewed in Colorado, USA, it says it's like Sputnik, a virtual planetoid. They say some weird stuff on their cans. Usually they're inside jokes or things like that. And there's really not much else on the can as far as the description goes. So without further ado, I'm just going to crack it open and we'll see what it's all about. Pours an incredibly dark mahogany brown. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of head on this and pour it straight down the center. Very nice. Poured about 2 fingers of medium dark brownish tan head up in the light. I would call this as close to black as mahogany brown gets. It is just very small tinges of kind of ruby mahogany light on the edges of the glass when you look at it in the light, but just to look at it, it looks like it's pitch black. Let's give it a smell. It's got the same things you would know and love from Old Chub Nitro. It has that really great peat smokiness, malts, a little bit of chocolate malt, possibly like pipe tobacco. Really, the malts and the peat smoke are what shine through pretty heavily on this beer. So let's give it a taste and see if it's as good in taste as it is in smell, and if it compares to the nitro version. Very, very good. It's got the really rich, malty, caramelly, smoky, toffee tastes up front. And any bitterness that it might have at the back perfectly balances the sweetness up front. Whenever you start getting into like the wee heavy Scotch ales, sometimes they get really sweet, almost cloyingly sweet, and this one balances the sweetness and the savory bitterness side of the beer like perfectly. It is extremely sessionable for a Scotch ale. So once again, I'm going to give this beer a 9.8 out of 10, strictly because the nitro version is just that much better. But as far as just a Scotch ale is concerned, it's a 10-star Scotch ale. If you're a fan, and this has been a bit of a short review, but it's just so similar to the nitro version, which I've already reviewed, and I kind of came into that with that beer in mind. But it's just so similar to it that the only difference is just it's very creamy with the nitro can. So if you are a fan of Scotch ales, or if you haven't seen my nitro review of this, go back a few videos and check out my nitro review of this beer. But if you're a fan of Scotch ales, definitely give Oskar Blues Brewery's Old Chub a try. Like I said, 9.8 out of 10. Nitro version gets a 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.